Our reserves are our rainy day fund, painstakingly built up since our independence. So mounting COVID-19 packages amounting to nearly $100 billion, of which more than half is funded from the reserves, is not a trivial matter, especially when our yearly budget is about $80 billion. The total of our 4 budgets, including the COVID-19 packages, is more than double the size of our annual budgets in preceding years. Our reserves are a limited resource, and we must not take them for granted. Countries that have taken on significant additional debt to pay for their support measures will have to find new ways to repay their debt and interest accrued. Future generations will be required to shoulder this debt in the form of higher taxes, higher inflation, or lower returns on their retirement assets. In order to service debt repayment, there will be less fiscal room to invest in human capital or infrastructure. We are fortunate that in this hour of crisis, we have our national reserves to depend on. Our reserves allow us to deal with this crisis from a position of strength and give us options in a period of uncertainty like this. It is public information that under our Constitution, the President has access to information about the size of reserves. It is not in our national interest to reveal the full size of our reserves. Besides being a buffer against crisis and providing investment returns to supplement our annual budget, our reserves also form our strategic defense against threats. No responsible leader will lay bare your nation's defense plan. We have designed and implemented policies that discourage waste or overconsumption. We have run our public service based on outcomes, not on the size of spending. There is no legal or constitutional obligation for the government to do so. The government put back into the past reserves the $4 billion it had earlier drawn on in 2009 during the global financial crisis. And not a single cent of the $150 billion of reserves that backed the government's guarantee of bank deposits was used when our banking system emerged safely from the global financial crisis. This current crisis is of a significantly larger scale and reach than the global financial crisis. We are facing huge uncertainties regarding the course of the pandemic and its economic and social implications. What we do know is that there will likely not be a V-shaped recovery, unlike in past crises. And the amount that we're tapping on is $52 billion. So how long would it take to build this back? We cannot be definitive. It is hence critical that we deploy the right mix of fiscal instruments that meets our principles of prudence and equitable spending. In the Unity Budget, I announced that the GST rate increase will not take effect in 2021. However, we will not be able to put off the increase indefinitely, and this will still be needed by 2025. But rest assured that we are committed to rebuild not just our reserves, but also to continue developing Singaporeans and building Singapore.